Hi everyone, welcome to my channel where I review the latest movies and documentaries. Today, I'm going to talk about Colony movie. If you're interested in this topic, make sure to watch this video until the end and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. At the beginning of this story, we are told that it is the year 2025 and aliens have completely occupied this Earth. They have also joined the government here. And in every city 300 meters high walls have been built. This means that aliens have completely destroyed people's freedom. They are using humans only for their own purposes. People use illegal methods to go from one city to another. For example, Will wants to go from Los Angeles to another city illegally, where his son was left because of the wall made by the aliens. A man puts him on a truck and puts a lot of ice on it. As soon as the truck was about to cross the boundary of the other city, the truck had already been blasted because of the bomb in it. Will somehow managed to get out of this burning truck by saving his life, but he was arrested by the police. On the other hand, we are shown Will's wife Katie, the one who has gone to buy insulin in a hospital. At this time, insulin has also been banned by the aliens. Not only insulin, but all such important medicines, because of which humans could survive. Humans can die if they do not get the medicines. And the aliens want only fit people to live in this world. Here she offers a bottle of alcohol in exchange for buying insulin illegally. But this time she got expired insulin. In the anger of deceiving herself, she took out a gun here. Everyone was scared to see her. It was also forbidden for a citizen to keep a gun here. And if any of the aliens' drones had an eye on Katie, then imagine that her life was gone. Katie comes back home. It was quite late at night. Will had not come home yet. She was worried about Will. She could not even go out to find Will, because humans are not allowed to go out at night. Meanwhile, her sister comes to her house in distress, and tells Katie that her daughter is very sick. She also needs insulin, but Katie did not have insulin. If anyone could arrange insulin, it was Will. She goes out to find Will by putting her life in danger. She asks Will's old friends about him, but no one knows where Will is. She was on her way back home when she suddenly saw a drone. Before this drone could see Katie and shoot her, Katie hides under a military truck. She was lucky that this drone belonged to this military truck. That with the truck was also gone from here. Finally, Katie was saved. The next morning, she went out to find Will again. After finding Will from every possible place, she went to the hospital where there was a lot of commotion. She was told that there was a truck blast yesterday. And because of that accident, so many people are admitted here. Taking advantage of the commotion in the hospital, she goes to the storeroom and steals some insulin. Will was not found yet. So she goes to her friend Bruce. He was Will's old colleague. When Will and Bruce both worked in the FBI, seeing her worried, Bruce tells Katie that you are worried. I will find Will. Anyway, Will was also worried in the jail, because he just found out from the prisoners. They will soon be picked up from here, and sent to the aliens' factory, where they make the criminals work. This way, he may never meet his family again. During these conversations, some police officers come here. They left everyone and only picked up Will and took him away. Because they found out that Will was a very good FBI agent before. Will is taken to the Green Zone, where the richest and most powerful people in the world live. The aliens have no restrictions on them. Here he wants to meet a man named Sinister, who is a man of the Los Angeles authorities. He had all the information about Will, that Will is a very good FBI officer, and is an expert in catching criminals. But after capturing the aliens in this world, even the name of the FBI was not left. But FBI agents like Will were very useful to the authorities. The man named Sinister actually wanted Will to work for him. He should catch such people who have made an association against the government of the aliens. They are rebels who betray the aliens, while the rich people and the authorities were working under the aliens. Sinister tells Will that he needs a man named Geronimo, who has started a league against the aliens. And in return, he offers Will his family's protection, and all the basic facilities that today's people need in this world. He takes Will to the window where a rocket was being launched. Many people are sent to the moon through this rocket, where there were factories of aliens. He tells Will that if you refuse this job, then your family will go to work in the factory of aliens. After which Will is sent to his house by the police officers. Everyone was sitting worried for him. Katie asks, "Where were you, Will?" In response, Will says that I had gone to find my son. But unfortunately, this time I lost. After this, he tells Katie everything about his meeting with Snyder. How he is being offered to work with the authorities. And after hearing this, Katie was the most angry. She just immediately says, "You will not do this. I will not like it at all that people call me a traitor's wife." While arguing this, these people go to sleep. And when his eyes opened in the morning, Snyder himself entered his house, and was making breakfast for them. He came here to convince Will's wife that she should send Will to work with him. He tells Will's wife that if Will agrees to work with us, then there are benefits for you. You will get security for 24 hours. The problems of your children's education will be over. Good food, good clothes, all those facilities that are needed for a good lifestyle. You will get it. What else do you want? Yes, your park that the aliens had closed. You will be able to open that too. After hearing this, Katie was in thought. Will tells him, "My son is lost. Will you find him?" Snyder says, "Why not? I will try my best that your son is with you." And so Will agrees to work. After that, we see that Katie has gone to a house on a cycle. Her friend Bruce is also here. And here she tells everyone that Will has agreed to work with the authorities. And at this time we found out that Katie is also a member of the same association, who is working against the aliens. So she is also a rebel. And Will does not know anything about this. The next day, Will goes to work and he is given his first task, to find out about the man who kept the bomb in the truck. In the truck, he himself was trying to go to another city. On the other hand, we see that Katie has gone to a bar. Here were a lot of things about her lost son, seeing which she was sad. And at this time her friend Bruce comes here. He asks her, "Tell me what happened to Will." Katie says nothing. Today he has done the job on the first day. It was clear from their talks that Katie was now going to tell all the things of her husband to these rebels. So Katie was a spy for those rebels. While investigating, Will catches the boy who had kept the bomb in the truck. He comes to the police station. And in this jail, he finds his old colleague. He has been here for a long time. He tells Will to make me his companion and get me out of here. Will also talks to his boss to get him out of here. But his boss refuses to do this. Will promises him that it's okay, "I will take care of your family." When he came back he went to his house, but his wife and children were not there. Seeing this, he became worried. Actually, his wife and children were at his house, which Katie had taken to her house. Will comes home and sees them at his house, and takes a breath of peace. Now because Will's colleague was in jail, his family was sent here to work for the aliens. If they wanted to be safe here, they would have to change their documents. That's why Will takes them to a man who makes fake documents and changes their identity. He comes back home and tells Katie that he has caught the man who had kept the bomb. Soon, he will catch Geronimo, and when Snyder will give him his son, he will leave this job. Katie listened to everything he said. He actually means that the companion of the rebel group was caught. This news secretly reaches his leader, Alex. So here the leader tells her, "It's not a matter of tension, Katie. That guy was not from our group. No, we will be caught. You stay relaxed. He is from another rebel group and I will warn him too." Here, as soon as Will goes to the office, he learns from his boss that that guy has given him all the information about his rebel group. And now his group has also been caught. And in a while, all those prisoners will be sent to the aliens on the moon. She says to Will, "I don't understand these rebel groups. They don't have the ability to think." The day the aliens landed, only a few hours will, in just a few hours, by failing the advanced security system here, they had set up their system. And what will these small rebel groups do to them? It's just a matter of putting your life at stake. After that, Will goes to the place where the rebels were caught. At this place, many rebels had given up their lives. The next morning, the second rebel group starts its mission. Geronimo's voice is heard on the radio. "I am Geronimo. I am on a mission to save humans from aliens. Support me. The aliens will force us The whole of Los Angeles was listening to them. While tracking the radio signals, the police reach the same building, from where this transmission was on air. That man runs away from here without wasting time. While here we see Will's son Brian, who takes out all the cassettes of the SD recording, and quickly hides them in his house. And the police don't get anything here. On the other hand, Katie is also out for an operation with the rebels for the first time today. Their target is a food truck belonging to the authorities. During the operation, Katie's companion gets injured. She tries to save him, but Bruce, who was their companion, shoots this injured man completely and kills him. She didn't understand what Bruce had done. She stood here silently for a long time. The drones had also come here, who would shoot them seeing them, but Bruce hides her. Afraid, Katie reached home. She could not breathe properly. She was disturbed. She had gone into a trauma. She locks herself in a room and like crazy, she starts cleaning her companion's blood from her body. On the other hand, the police had reached the same crime scene. Will was also with the police. The police find the identity of this dead man here, and then his parents are arrested from his house to give the punishment for his revenge. This was injustice. Anyone's crime should be punished to someone else. Anyway, Will and we notice Bruce standing in the crowd. He gives the news of his companion's arrest to Alex, his leader. The leader tells him that this is not a matter of tension. The boy's parents didn't know that he was working with a rebel group. So there is no danger to us. Immediately after, Bruce goes to meet Katie. Katie asks him, "Why did you kill your own companion?" He says, "If I hadn't killed him, the police would have tortured him and ruined his life. To save him from all the torture, I killed him. But now the police have caught his parents. We have to learn from Will what her parents are saying in the investigation." Here it is shown that Will's son, Brian, has gone into the wall made by the aliens to save his friend's brother. His friend tells him that through this wall, one can also go to the other side of the city. On the other hand, it is shown that Will's team was raiding to catch the rebels. In this case, he reaches the house of Katie's dead partner, from where he gets a lot of rebel weapons, which he had left while in his custody. As soon as the rebel group finds out about this, they come to Katie to complain about it, and threaten her that if Will doesn't return those weapons, it will be very bad for your family. Here Katie didn't care about anything except her family. On the same night, we see that Katie's bar is also open, whose permission Snyder had given to Katie from the aliens. Because now Will was working with them, everyone is having a lot of fun partying that day. In the meantime, Snyder also comes here. Seeing Snyder, Katie was angry with her husband Will. I don't know why Will sold himself to the aliens. She comes home and tells Will to leave this job. But Will says no, I will do this until I get my son. I'll work here. Will now comes to his office where his boss tells him about the rebels of Los Angeles. Will sees that the rebel group is not just one in Los Angeles, but many groups. His boss says if these groups unite and fight against the governor of Los Angeles, then as a result of this war, they don't know what will happen to each other. But the aliens will destroy this whole city. In this way, not only this city, but you and your family will also not survive. That's why I believe that you keep supporting us. Will was not aware of this at all, but his wife is definitely involved with the rebels. Even this time, she starts to execute a plan. She sends her children out of the house with her helper. Then after turning the street light on, she signals someone. She breaks a wine bottle and sets it on fire in her house. She tries to put it off by herself, and calls the police in an emergency. This time, Will and his boss also came home with the police. Will's house was on fire. He was worried about who set it on fire. But here his boss was also looking for his house. And this makes him angry. Anyway, Will's family is brought to Will's office, where Will's boss tells Will's wife that there is no need to worry. Your and your family's responsibility is completely ours. Even we have warned your neighbors that if anything happens to you or your family, then it will be their responsibility. Hearing this, Katie did not like it, because now all the neighbors will be afraid of them. After answering some questions, she leaves from here. Immediately, Will's boss calls Will to her room, and shows him the cassette from his son's room, which was full of Geronimo recordings. She tells him that he should take care of his son. Do not worry about these cassettes. I will not tell anyone about this. Will gets worried. He goes and asks his son about those cassettes. His son does not get scared of him at all, and says that I just want the freedom of humans. He also shows Will a poster at this time, and says that Geronimo is going to broadcast a new one, and I am supporting him here too. Will did not have the words to stop his son. Katie goes to her rebels leader, because she knew that the rebels were against Will, because Will had seized a lot of their weapons. They wanted to kill Will, but here Katie makes a deal with them. The rebels were worried about how the police get their people's information so soon. Katie knew this secret. Katie tells him that you will never harm Will. Alex agrees. And then Katie says that Will's boss, whose name is Phyllis, she has such a database, in which there is information about the whole of Los Angeles. And through this, she knows everything. The next day, Geronimo's other broadcast telecasts on the radio. Every person in Los Angeles was sitting to listen to him. He was giving his speech with great pleasure. That here the police quickly detect his signals, and reach a library where he was sitting. When the police reached him, he was saying the last word. That now no one can stop the rebellion against aliens. As soon as he says this, he is arrested. Snyder is very happy with his arrest, because he is the real culprit, who had given blow to all these associations. He also tells the governor the good news that Geronimo has been caught. But Will's old experience was telling him that if Geronimo is such a person who has run this whole league, he is not going to be caught so easily. He also tells this to Snyder. And after hearing this, Snyder becomes upset. He also tells this to the governor. These people now investigate that man. And it turns out that he is not Geronimo. He is just an actor. And the speech he was doing in the broadcast was written in a pipe. After this, we see that Will's boss has come to meet Katie. She says to her, "You are lucky that your husband believes you so much, that he does not keep a check and balance. But I have information about everything about you. I have come to warn you that, if you want the protection of your family and your husband, then you support us, not the rebels." After which she goes to her house. Here for the first time we see her husband, who was completely paralyzed. She talks to him, and as soon as she looks back, Bruce was standing there. Bruce knew that he was a rebel. That's why she is relaxed and says, "I know what you are here to do. But I have a condition. Before killing me, you kill my husband too. Because he will not be able to bear the shock of my death." Bruce did the same, and the next morning, we see the police at her house. There was a name of Geronimo on the wall. Snyder was very upset with her death, because she was their most important person. She used to read the aliens' words and brains very well, and in this way, between the aliens and humans, she was working as a bridge. Snyder had to catch his killers as soon as possible. He spreads the police all around, and the police catch many rebels and bring them. One of the rebels opens his mouth and tells them the address of a house in the green zone, from where Geronimo was running his league. When they go to this place, they meet a lot of people there. And all of them were telling their own name, Geronimo. Everyone is arrested. On the other side, we see Brian, Will's son, who, through the wall made by the aliens, had come to the other side of the city. He sees that no one lives here, and this place is now used as a warehouse. He gets everything abundantly here, for which they were longing in their city. On the other side, we see in Los Angeles, where an announcement is made, that Geronimo's group is caught. But Will knows that Snyder has lied to him, and placed a game. Upon investigation, it was confirmed that the couple they caught was so innocent, and it was not their cup of tea to have that planning. Snyder was an inexperienced player. Now, the governor can't arrest him. He threatened Charles to bring the group of Geronimo at any cost, or else I will not help you in finding your son. Will gets the promotion. He is given his boss's place. Here in the office, his colleague tells him that I think your wife is that spy who tells our news to the rebels. She also doesn't have any concrete evidence. Will goes home, starts an investigation, and sees a book in his daughter's hand, which Brian got from another city. Brian lied that he took this from his friend. He goes to his wife's bar and gets no evidence against his wife, except for a book. In the jail, the actor is sitting in front of Snyder, whom they'd arrested from the radio as Geronimo. Cinder tells him, if you continue as acting Geronimo for us, I can guarantee that your life will have no danger. I will send you to another city by giving you a lot of money. You can easily spend your life there, and my job will also be secured. In the next scene, Snyder has defeated him. When the case was presented in the court, the whole city was looking at them. Geronimo was sentenced to death. At this time, the preparations for hanging him were made. Here the leader knew that Snyder has deceived him, but he can't do anything. Here in front of him, for his own benefit, Cinder puts an innocent person to the death sentence. Will was quite angry with this trap of Snyder. He goes to him and asks, what did you get after killing an innocent person? Are you mad? Snyder replies, the public was energetic and I had to calm him down, and someone has to sacrifice to do this. Everyone is relaxed that Geronimo is dead. But now I have got time to find Geronimo. Here Will and Snyder go for their other meeting. But in the anger of killing Geronimo, many rebels were behind them. Disguised as a policeman, Bruce was sitting among these rebels. Who kills real security men sitting with him by shooting them. Later, everyone gets out of their cars, and started firing blindly to kill Cinder. His car was bulletproof, so two rebels started to break his car. By shooting again and again, Will, by shooting them with his gun, turns his car back fast, and by saving Snyder, he brings him back to his wife's bar. Seeing him near her, Katie gets angry and tells Will that why are you putting your life in danger for this deceiver? If he was dying, let him die. Will tells her, I can't let him die till I get my son back. Will's phone was not working, so he went to a nearby phone booth and called security forces to give Snyder security. On the other side, Katie also tells her rebels about Cinder's presence here. Katie engages Cinder in talks to make him stay here. At this time, Will comes here and tells to both of them of the news, the man Geronimo which they're finding. He is not a single person, but everyone who is fighting his war against the aliens. He calls himself Geronimo. During this all, Will's wife takes him aside and begins to make him understand. If someone comes to kill Snyder, you please don't come between it. Yo, just save your life. But Will doesn't reply to Katie. When he came back to Snyder, he tells Will that my team has found your son. My team will bring your son here. Suddenly the door knocks, someone has come outside, and on checking there was Bruce, a rebel as a police. Katie knows this and lets him come in, and takes him into the basement and warns him once again. In the case of killing Snyder, nothing should harm my husband. Got it? But Bruce says that I can't guarantee this. He himself is interested in interfering. Will also learns about the arrival of this policeman here. Katie tells him that this police officer has just come to check. But Will knows that he must be a rebel in the form of police. They had to come to kill Snyder, so he locks all the doors of this bar very well. When Will was doing this all, Snyder once again came, and tells Will that soon your son will come here. Hearing this, Katie gets so annoyed that she begins to beat him, because on every little matter, he blackmails them for their son. During this all, we see this bar is surrounded by the rebels from all sides. They try to break the door of the bar, but because of the locks Will put here, they remain unsuccessful in it. The situation got so bad that Snyder was quite afraid. He tells Will and Katie why these rebels are coming to kill me. I never met aliens in my life. I am not supporting them, but just following the commands of the governor. No one pays attention to his words. Will tells Katie to hide in the basement with Snyder. I will face all these rebels. During their conversation, suddenly the rebels throw a smoke bomb inside the bar. Seeing this, Will hides Snyder in a cupboard, while the rebels were successful in entering the bar by breaking the door. A rebel comes and points his gun at Will. Before he shoots Will, Katie comes and shoots him from behind. Will takes his machine gun and chases them. Rebels begin to hear the sound of the real police. Getting an opportunity, they run. The real police came here and saved Snyder. Because Snyder and Will saw Bruce in the bar, so the orders to arrest him were issued. As soon as the police went to Bruce's house, the house was blasted as soon as they touched it. Because Bruce was an FBI agent, he already knew when and how the police reacted. He knows that the police will surely come to his house. So he planted bombs into his house. Later, Bruce, to convince the police that he is dead, arranges a dead body of his size and height, and after keeping it in a car, burns it. He was doing this all with his leader, Alex. Here Alex tells him that Katie is a cheater. She is playing the double game. On one side, she is supporting the rebels, and on the other side, she is with Will. Here Katie was in an effort to contact the rebel. But when she couldn't contact the leader or Bruce, she secretly gets a message about the meeting of the rebels. On reaching the meeting, she learns that there was no one here. She only came to meet Bruce. Bruce asks Katie, "Why did you kill your own companion?" Katie tells him that I told you many times whatever happens, no one will harm Will. And he was about to kill Will. So I killed him. But Bruce doesn't believe her. So she left Bruce here and went away. Bruce now went to meet his other companion where he told her that Alex has ordered to kill Katie. But she is my good friend. I couldn't kill her. Will, after his investigation, went to Sinister and tells him that they have found Bruce. Not only he was a person of special forces, but he worked for the FBI. It is not this much easy to arrest him, but I will somehow catch him. In exchange of doing a lot of tasks, Sinister shows him a photo of his son, whom they've found in the city near Los Angeles. Seeing this photo, he gets happy and after going home, he shows it to Katie. Katie tells him, "Will trust me. Sinister is taking advantage of your goodness. He knows your weakness, so he is playing with you. By now, Charles should come here. So please get yourself out of the trap of Sinister." Will also knew this. But he himself can't do anything to bring his son back, so he has to join Cinder unwillingly. He promises Katie that soon he will get himself free from the trap of Sinister. Will again starts finding Bruce. He also had checked the fingerprints of Katie's bar. There he finds the fingerprints of Bruce. He came and asks Katie, "Have you ever seen this man? Do you know him?" She initially rejected this, but when Will tells her that he has killed more than 14 people, Katie says maybe he came to my bar once, and was saying something that he lives with his parents, and the police start investigating Bruce's parents' house. While a mutual friend of Bruce and Katie came to Katie, Katie was upset and she asks if Will has killed 15 people. Her friend tells her yes, he killed, but the work we're doing requires such sacrifices. Katie tells him that you know that he was about to kill me. But I was saved from his victim. Bruce was her friend and she used to work with him, so she informs him that Will has found his parents' home. Soon the police will be there to kill him. As soon as the police come to his house, they didn't find Bruce. On investigation, he finds the same book which he saw at Katie's bar. They also inquire Bruce's neighbors where we see Alex. Alex has clearly refused. He never met Bruce to date. On the other side, we see Sinister is with the governor of Los Angeles. The governor tells him that the head of the Pacific region, that is the aliens, are coming to check Los Angeles. Sinister gets worried and asks why. The governor asks him, "Do you think everyone is a fool like you? For your kind information, the picture you're showing to everyone knows that the condition of Los Angeles is worse than it. More than worse. Katie has left the rebels, but the rebels need Katie. They still need the same information that Katie used to give them. That's why her friend again asks her to join the rebel group. But Katie rejects this by saying that she loves the lives of her family members than this. Because of her reaction, the rebel group now started working against her. Alex ordered to tell Will to tell him that his wife is a spy. She used to leak all the information to the rebels. Alex meets Will and tells him that your wife is a spy. And I am the leader of the rebels, and I know you've strong connections with the authorities. I only need a pass to go from one to another city. A freedom pass, and in exchange for it, I am ready to cheat my rebel group. At this point, we learn the reality of Alex. He didn't make this rebel group to free humans from the aliens. But he only wanted to make himself powerful. By combining many people, he has made his authority. But when he needs another type of power, he was ready to cheat his people. He doesn't care if the aliens live in this world or not. Now, Will goes and informs Sinister about this. Sinister tells him that I want to meet Alex personally. When he comes home, he tells his wife about everything. How their leader has told Will his reality. Just to get the pass of another city, he was ready to cheat his rebel companions. Katie was shocked and she immediately notified Bruce about this. Here we see Brian, Katie's son, who was with his teacher, who has made a powerful telescope. With the help of it, they can see the surface of the moon. The surface of the moon became quite strange than before, from which it was quite clear that the aliens are doing mining on the moon. Based on the information given by Katie, Bruce immediately goes to Alex and asked him, "Did you betray us? Are you cheating us just to get a pass to go to another city?" Alex replies, No, Katie is just fooling you. Don't get into her words and prepare for the next mission. I am with you people." The next day, we see Will has arranged a meeting of Cinder with Alex. Alex clearly tells him that he needs a pass of the other cities. "I will give you the list of the companions of Bruce for this, whom he deals with, and they're all rebels." He also tells him that the next task of Bruce is to kill the Prime Minister. Snider appreciates him and says, "Just keep on giving us the information in this way. We'll stop the operation of killing the Prime Minister. After that, when I'll be appreciated everywhere, then you'll get your universal pass." Later, we see Bruce was on his mission. Katie and her friend was also with him. When the police nearby see Katie, she immediately tells Bruce about the police presence here. Suddenly someone throws a lot of firecrackers on the road. Because of this, there was a commotion here, and the police started to fire, in which one of the companions of the rebel was killed. This time too, Katie and Bruce managed to survive the police. We see that Will has come to Alex's house, who is planning to go out of this city. He tells Alex that the deal you made with Snider is cancelled. Later, he shoots him with his gun, and he accused Bruce in front of the police. Actually, Will gets agreed, by killing Alex, the universal pass that the Alex was going to get from Snider. He decided to keep it with him. The same night, we see the friend of Katie, who died on that day. Her whole family was hanged in the middle of the city. Katie begins to cry after seeing this. Later, she decided to support the rebels fully, because the authorities became quite merciless. Will also knew this. The next day, rebels protest for themselves. And when the police come to stop them, these rebels have killed a lot of police officers. Seeing their condition, Will's companion tells him that people will not stay quiet now. Either they'll stay alive or we'll kill everyone here. Will comes to Snider and tells him that, on the other side of the wall of Los Angeles, another rebel group is discovered. We've to go there as soon as possible. Snider agrees and decides to send a guard with them. On the other side, Katie and Bruce meet the leader of their youth cell, the one who wants to support them in the murder of the minister. Their mission was going to take place in the subway. That was only used by the aliens or authorities this time. Here we see Will and his companion reach the other side of the wall of Los Angeles. They climb on a tall building and see the scene of the whole city, and begin to fire everywhere in an empty building. The guard was upset to see them. What are they doing? Later, they take the map hidden in this building, and came back to Snider. Will shows this map to Snider and says, "Those who attacked us have left this map there. Actually, rebels are going to attack these places." Here the members of the youth cell shows a flying robot to Katie. This small robot was successful in collecting every type of data. Here Bruce shows Katie how to shoot. If Katie is going to support them, she should know good aiming. In the house, Katie sees a book with her daughter, a book in which it was written, how humans have benefited when aliens came to the earth. She finds this from the church and tells Will about it. This is how the church is manipulating the children. Will suggests to her that we should leave this place. We should go to the other side of the wall, where the house of his colleague was also there, where they have just gone a while ago. Katie questions him, after going to the other side of the wall, can we remain safe from Cinder and the authorities? Can this all be fixed? I am fed up with all this. I want a divorce from you. I lie to you and you lie to me. What is our relation? Will became upset from her words. The one who came here to bring his family out of here with his companion. He tells his companion that you can go and shift there alone. Here we see the whole rebel group has gone into the subway via the emergency entrance of the subway. First of all, they made an explosion there. Because of this, the train got a little late. During this incident, they find an alien whom they take to their home. The news of the alien's kidnapping spreads around the whole city. The governor arranges a meeting with Will and all of her authorities, and tells everyone that one alien has been kidnapped. Find him as soon as possible or else the city from where 2 aliens were disappeared, the city was destroyed. If aliens come to know about this, then consider that Los Angeles will also be destroyed. We see the alien was in the lap of Bruce. They've hacked the alien with the help of their device. One of his companions has put the alien's body in the police car. The footage of the subway Will got in his office. He sees Katie among the attackers. But he didn't tell anyone. Those who kidnapped the alien had taken the alien to a house. Here we see that the houses are being blasted, to make the people afraid. Snyder was fired from his job for not controlling the city's condition. He asked the governor, "What you did to me?" The governor couldn't do anything, because there were orders from the authorities. Here we see the place where they've kept the aliens. They start to operate the alien. By opening it, they want to take of his information. On the other side, Will is in his office, and with the help of CCTV footage, figures out the leader of the rebel youth cell. He knows that alien must be kept in his house. He goes to that house without informing anyone, where all the rebels were with the aliens. All the screws of the aliens were being opened. They were just checking its systems. Meanwhile, the door knocks but no one opens the door. Will tells them that I am with you. Leave this alien quietly. All of you just go away from here. The police are going to come after some time here. I will not tell anyone about you. You'll be safe. After hearing that, all the rebels run from there from the secret gate of this house. After some while, the police come here to check. They break the house and they find the alien inside. Snyder gets his job back because of the alien's finding. He gives a universal pass to Will as a reward, because of which he can freely go to any city. Because of this, he can find his son. Alien is taken away from her on the helicopter. Will goes out of the city to find his son, while Katie came to her house after completing her mission. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this movie and what other movies or documentaries you want me to review next. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching and see you next time.